What's up YouTube, this is Roy from ThirdDuelist, and today I have with me Alex again, and he's going to do his Bujins. Now, I hate Bujins in case you guys don't know, but I decided why not let him profile his deck, so off to you.
Ignore Roy. Bujins are awesome.
Bujins are terrible.
I'm just learning the deck still, but I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you play Bujins, you've pretty much played them all. So let's get right into the deck profile. Alright, we play one Yamato. Just kidding, we play 3. Because you only play 1, that's silly, man. Because this is the heart and soul of the deck.
It needs to be stabbed with a stick.
Big juicy steak. Yamato, heart of the deck. End phase, grab a Bujin from your deck, throw him into the graveyard. You'll see why, if you don't already know what Bujins do. More of the War Gods. Bujin Mikazuchi. I like playing 2 because 3 is really cloggy because you don't really get this effect off all the time. If you don't have Yamato on the field, the effect is kind of pointless, really.
If you don't have Yamato on the field, you're not playing it right.
Exactly.
Are you sure that's illegal? Not having Yamato on the field?
2 Bujin Harumes. This really speeds the deck up, and thank you, Primal Origins, because we needed this card. Bujin Harume allows you to get into some Exes plays a lot faster because you can just banish from the grave and
you banish the Yamatos, of course.
Yeah, because you actually use your extra deck against.
And 1 Arasuda, because Arasuda's effect, kind of like Mikazuchi, isn't that great if you don't have Yamato on the field. I mean, you obviously should always try to have Yamato on the field, but if you don't have Yamato on the field, Arasuda's effect isn't that great. But it is solid because when it does go off, you plus like crazy. You can draw, and if you have Mikazuchi on the field, Jiminy Christmas. Alright, on to 3 Turtles. Turtle's really good because when you're targeted by an effect, you just banish this card and then negate the effect.
I hate Turtle.
And it's really solid because once you get Yamato on the field, you can really set your plays up. But if I go Yamato first turn, or if I don't have anything in the grave yet, I am going to always try to throw Hair in the grave first because I want to try to protect my Yamato.
Because
it's really
trying
solid.
to get rid of it. It's terrible.
It's really solid having
I don't like Hair.
like these.
Those should all be banned.
Yeah, these cards right here. Yamato is always searching for these to throw him in the grave because it protects himself.
Yamato could be at 17 for all I care. Those need to be banned. I don't like those.
I don't know if you realize it, but Roy really does not like Bujins.
I hate them.
Crane, because Crane
You
is
only run
Crane.
2? You don't run 17 of them?
See?
No, they run
Now,
17 honest. Not
Oh, 17
Crane.
honest and only 2 Crane. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
Alright, for Crane, I run it at 2. Some people run it at 3, but since Honest is at 2 now, I really don't think Crane is necessary because you're going to be searching out for Crane once you throw your Turtles and your Hairs in the grave. And if you're searching for that 3rd Crane, you're probably doing something wrong.
Like playing Bujins.
Not saying that if you are searching for your 3rd Crane, there's obvious situations where you probably are going to need it. Well, why do that when you can just play 2 Honest? But final Bujin Quilin. I'm iffy on this card. I mean, it's solid just because you can destroy a face-up target, but it sucks that it has to be on my turn. But I guess since it's on my turn, I can get Arasuda's effect, which is good. 2 Honest, like I said. Since you can run 2 Honest now, I feel like it lets you run 2 Crane. Because, yeah, you can have 5, you have 5 Honest, but really you don't need 5 Honest. 4 Honest is pretty solid.
No, he's the first Bujin player to ever say you don't need that many honest.
Yeah, because it's alright. I'll explain why you don't need 5 Honests. Because you shouldn't be going into that late a game with it, and if you are going in that late a game and you need it, you're probably at a disadvantage, and having that either 2nd Crane or 3rd Crane, I guess, isn't always going to win you that game because it only doubles the attack. Doubling the attack doesn't always doesn't always, I guess, win you the battle between monster and monster. Honest will win it for you every time. For the spells, 3 Tenki, because if you open up a Tenki, you search for a Yamato.
That's
10
Yamato
times
number
out of
4,
10.
5, and 6 is what that is.
Pretty much, yeah. It's you can anytime you run 6 Yamatos. If I could run the entire deck of you, okay, actually that wouldn't work at all. But you get the point. Yamato is the bread and butter of this deck.
It's like Necro Valley and Gravekeeper.
It's
You
better
run
when
17.
It's better when it's toast because it's not doing anything.
I don't know what they're talking about. 3-Pot of Duality, because you're not really special summoning a lot too much. You really just want to have Yamato on the field.
Because
They might as well just change the name into Yamato. Just call the deck Yamato, because if you don't have Yamato in with Bujins, you're not playing it right. But yeah, Pot of Duality, because I want to get into my plays as fast as possible, because this deck is made to go off fast. It's supposed to have answers, and it's supposed to be fast. That's why you don't run three cranes. 2 Carnation. Carnation is solid, I guess, mid-game, because you can get Exy's plays off pretty nice if you have, because you're guaranteed to have at least 1 banish, because you're probably going to be protecting your Yamato or some other Bujin, and this card is really good at 2. You don't want 3 because, I mean, really you don't need to be using 3. 2 is really good. Yeah, that's my reason for that. 2 Kaiser Coliseum, 3 2 Cloggy, 1 not enough. 2 Kaiser Coliseum is really solid. Allows you to keep that control, put that Yamato on the field. If you can get Yamato, Kaiser Coliseum, Vanity's Emptiness, and an Honest, or a, well, I mean you're in 5 Honest, so we'll just call it Honest. If you have an Honest or the Crane, and a Turtle or Hare in the Grave, you have a hell of a lock.
And also a bunch of people wanting to kill you.
Yeah, don't play Bujins to make friends.
Yeah, Bujins don't make friends.
Mystical Space Typhoon, because it is Mystical Space Typhoon, and back row can suck it.
Back row doesn't matter in this deck. Stop it all.
It seriously doesn't, though, because you just stop everything. Forbidden Lance, in case you do decide to stop things and attack me, I'm going to say no. You lose 800.
In case you already don't have stuff in graveyard or in hand or everywhere else on the
Grab
battlefield.
Yamato condoms.
Book of Moon, Raigeki, and Dark Hole. Pretty self-explanatory. Raigeki, now that Dark Hole's a 2, I guess you can run a 2 if you want, because you're going to be protecting your Bujins anyway. So if you want to run a lot of destruction you can. I just don't think having 3 destruction spells is completely necessary. On to the traps. Probably what I thought should be gone, but apparently Konami said, "No, man, this card is great," because it is. Vanity's Emptiness. Yeah, 3 of these in this deck makes it really consistent, because you can stop your opponent from special summoning. Why not?
Yeah, note I disagree with Konami on that. Silly.
And for the final traps, Torrential Tribute and Solemn Warning. Cool thing about Torrential Tribute is since you save your Bujins, you pretty much have another, I guess, Destruction Trap. Or, since we have Destruction Spells, Destruction Trap. Solid card, and Solemn Warning is Solemn Warning. I stop your plays. It's the main deck. Off to the extra deck.
Wait, you run an extra deck in here? It's not just the Yamatos?
Oh. 3 Susanwoes, woes. This card, I always want to see if I'm going to run into any problems or if they have a heavy field, because I can attack all of your cards at once. That's really awesome, man. And I can detach and search for Yamato. Yes, thank you very much. Bujinki Yamaterasu, you really don't make this a ton.
While I hate Bujins, I do like Ghost Rider, so over here.
Pretty.
This is nice.
Look at that thing.
This is nice. It's shiny. I'm just going to stare at this for a couple minutes.
Take a moment of silence.
Yeah. Okay, on with the video.
You don't make this a lot because you rarely have 3 Bujins on the field. But if you ever run into that, I guess, opportunity, or if you're ever in that bad of a position, this card can save you because you can special summon.
Exceeds 3 Yamatos into that.
Which would be insane. I mean, you can only have 1 Yamato on the field. Anyways,
Skill drain.
Kagutsuchi. Also, don't make this a ton, but when I am just top decking the worst cards ever, if I can make this and then throw 5 cards into the grave, usually one of those is going to be something that I need. If it's a Yamato, bad Kagutsuchi.
Wait, when are you
bad.
top decking in this deck?
Right?
Is that possible?
Tsukiyomi. Once again, a Bujin, you're not making a ton, but if you're at a card hand disadvantage, you can make this, toss your hand, and especially if you have like a turtle or something like that and you have a small hand, you can just toss those and then draw 2 more, and you pretty much just went +3 because you're gonna get to save one of your Bujins for a later time. That's if you threw away a turtle or a hare. For the non-Bujins, one of Tiger King, because if I don't open up with a Tenki,
To get Yamato.
that's not good. So that's what that's there for. Abyss Dweller, because Shadal's and Burning Abyss. Eat it.
Especially when
Karnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnagagarnaga because not many people know you can do this twice, by the way. You
In
can
the
chain
same
that
chain,
twice.
too.
It's solid. Castel, because Castel, one of the best ranked 4s in the game. Dark Rebellion, Eggsy Dragon. I mean, pretty self-explanatory.
If that was a light, I would
problems,
hate Bujins much more.
seriously, man, because if this were a light and you could detach and take half of your opponent's attack and then gain another 2,500 because of Honest, if they ever make a light
Rebellion Exceeds Dragon.
non-rebellion dragon, a light dragon that doesn't rebel, yes, that's going in Bujins. Diamond Dyer, because Diamond Dyer targets Beast Warriors, and I just so happen to have a deck full.
That can be destroyed too. So.
Oh yeah, they just pop cards. Exton, because Exton. 101, because it's 101. And Paladynamo, because I run a deck full of lights, and I can. And that is the deck profile. That's Bujins. It's still a viable deck. I mean, it's probably not going to top anything, but it's still a really fun deck. A lot of people hate Bujin players because at one point in time, Bujins pretty much ran the meta, so I could still see a little butt soreness from that because they still rock. They're still really good.
Still need to be burned.
And
With
as
fire.
long as this card's around, Bujins will forever be played.
Needs to go to -4 just to spite Bujins.
All right, that is it for that pile of cards. If you guys are interested in the some of the answers he has to some of my questions, go ahead and stay tuned.
cards.
You can go ahead and stay tuned and listen to some of the questions and answers. All right, first question is, what made you decide to be a degenerate player?
Honestly, it's because everything went down. The prices all went down, and I've been wanting to play Bujin since they came out. But then when I first started playing, I came in, I guess when Bujins and Fire Fists were topping and Dragon Rulers were still a thing, and Yamato was like 45 or 50 bucks, and you have to play 30. If you're only playing one, you're silly. Stop playing Bujins. Go play Fluffles.
No, go play a Box of Friends deck.
I would ask you what's your best matchup and worst matchup, but it doesn't really matter because you stop everything.
Yeah.
Andrew degenerate for playing it. So.
Yeah. Will you ever decide to stop being degenerate?
You know, probably not. Probably
No?
not, because Bujins are just that degenerate deck. I mean,
Alright.
they're war gods.
All right. So
They don't care what you think.
All right. Last question. What's your next degenerate deck you're gonna make?
If you say Dark Worlds, I will kill you.
I don't know. Hopefully, Monarchs isn't a degenerate deck, because that's definitely in contention.
I mean, Stormforth makes me angry, but
And they have Tenacity, so you can search it.
yeah, that makes me angry too. I'm angry a lot
But
nowadays.
next degenerate deck?
Yes.
I mean, if you call Infernoids degenerate, that's a maybe. But yeah, that's probably the next deck. Currently building super heavy, so watch out for those.
Alright, that is all the questions I have for him. If you have any other questions or any advice or tips on how he can become a better person by stop playing Bujins, go ahead and let us know in the comments below.
Play Bujins.
No.
If you like the content that you just saw, you can click over here on all these other links and check out the rest of our channel.
And if you liked our stuff, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and tell us what you thought in the comments below.